Alright guys, week one of ownership of the Sahara here for my wife Caroline. First things first, whenever you buy, first off, any new vehicle or much less a TJ, you want to go through everything, make sure everything's you just want to know that when you're riding around in this thing that it's been taken care of. I happen to know that the wrong oil was put in this by a drive-through oil change place. So I've got some oil, I've got a new air filter, some other little doodads that we're going to be doing on this thing this afternoon, so she can safely drive this thing around, and I feel good about her being out on the road in it. So I guess to preface, I apologize for my looks. I always seem to end up filming right after a workout, but it's middle of August in Alabama anyway. It's going to be hot even though it's in the garage. There's proof that yes, we do still have the khaki one. That one is what got me started, what everybody follows this channel for, and we're basically never getting rid of it unless somebody offers us like $100,000, which isn't gonna happen. But back to the Sahara, let's get rolled up under this thing, get the hood open, and go back to the very basics on how to change oil on a 4-liter TJ. So, as you may have assumed, or I may have said it already, hers is the traditional 4-liter inline 6. Engine oil filter is down on the passenger side of the block, about halfway down, that blue thing right there. Your oil fill is right here on top of the valve cover. Your dipstick is also on the passenger side with a yellow handle, and that's pretty much it up top. Initial glance under here, pretty clean. Looks like it was definitely never taken through the mud, because you can never get every speck of mud out from these engine bays. Too many little hoses and wires and everything. But let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is drain the oil out, and for that we'll roll up under the bottom. Up under the Jeep now, looking forward, there's the Dana 30. There is your oil pan. There is the oil drain bolt. This is the front of the transmission. This one doesn't look bad. It's got a little bit of staining right here, like at one point it may have had a rear main leak and has been fixed, but if this had a bad rear main leak, it's been sitting here for over 24 hours now, and there's nothing on the ground and there's nothing beating up on the front of the mating surface of the transmission where these are famous for leaking from. So I think we're pretty good there. So let's grab a socket and start getting this old oil drained. Tools needed to change the oil in a TJ are fairly simple. I guess to start, you need a drain pan for the old oil. We'll go straight to the new oils. So any 10W30 engine oil of your choosing will work fine. No, it does not matter if it's synthetic or conventional. These were designed back when synthetic was not around, so there's a lot of fluff on the internet about synthetic screwing these engines up. That is not true. That one has been getting synthetic since day one with me, which has been about 7 years now, and it has not blown up. So that is a bunch of fluff that you'll just read on the internet. Put 10W30 in the TJ, keep it changed. You will not have a problem. There's people on the forums that say, run 1540 diesel oil and all this kind of stuff. That's just, it's not necessary. Put the oil that the manual calls for in the engine. Make sure you put the right amount, keep it changed on regular intervals, and just run it. These engines are not picky. So we got Mobile 1, that's just what we've always run. Well, you need 6 quarts of that, exactly. And then you need a new filter as well. This is a Mobile 1. M1204A is the TJ filter, and you will need a funnel just to put the new oil in the block. I use a 3/8 drive ratchet with a filter socket on it. That fits this filter. The filter that's on the Jeep now, I believe, is the wrong size, so I may have to use a belt wrench or something to get that off. And then the oil drain plug Both two sockets fit it. I'm not sure which one was originally intended to be used, 5/8 or a 16 mil, both fit the drain bolt, and I've got a 1/2 inch drive for that. So that's all you'll need to get this job done. Let's get started. Forgot how dang low these things are without a lift. So I cracked the drain bolt loose prior to putting the pan under there. Nothing should happen as far as spilling all over the floor. But with one this low, if you've got the pan directly under it, it's hard to get your hand in there and crack it loose. So let's see if we can bust this one loose. There it goes. Take our drain pan plug out. Get that oriented. And see what we got. He just had the oil changed in this, so I do not expect it to be dark at all. Probably gonna look just as new as what we're about to put back in here. But again, according to the receipt, this is the wrong viscosity. That actually does look kind of dark. I'm glad we're changing that. So we're just gonna let this drain, and it'll drip for quite a while. We're just gonna go up top and start working on cracking the filter loose, and this should be done in 4 or 5 minutes. So next, what you're gonna do, I know you can't see it, but locate your same drain pan you were just using for the oil draining over to beneath the filter. This is a different size filter than I'm used to, so I'm having to use one of these little strap wrenches. And then just see if you can muscle this thing off. Shop put this on, so it's very tight as usual. That was unreal tight. Do not over tighten your oil filters. There is no need. All you're doing is ensuring that you have an absolute headache next oil change. Get this thing out of here. There's a gasket for a reason. Let the gasket do the work. Snug it up, hand tight, go another 1/4 turn. That's all it takes. I've done that for years. So this may not matter. I can look this filter up. I've EcoGuard. I may have heard of that. I don't think so. But you can tell it's significantly larger. It may not matter. I've just always had, no matter the brand, my TJ filters have always been that big fat one like that. So I don't know, may not matter like I said, but we are going back with the Mobile One like I've always run on mine. So let's get that on. So I always dabble just a little bit in the filter. You can't get very much because on a TJ, this screws in completely sideways, so if you fill it all the way up, it'll just pour out when you go to attach it. But I don't want a completely dry start. And then also the classic trick of soaking the gasket in some fresh motor oil helps ensure a good seal and helps that not burn onto the block basically and be impossible to get off. So this is ready to go. New filter is on. As I said, I go all the way as tight by hand as I can get it. And then I grab my filter wrench, and with a 3/8 drive, putting no force behind it, I basically go another 1/8 to a 1/4 turn. And I've never had one come off on me before, and I can always fairly easily get them back off for the next oil change. So now all that's left, as you can see, we pulled that off to let the case vent as we drain the old oil. All we got to do now, get our filter, or not filter, I'm sorry, get our funnel and fill this up with 6 quarts of 10W30. Crack this loose. This Mobile One usually has a annoying little plastic cover over it. There we go. And just let her rip. Again, this is full synthetic. For our purposes, it does not matter. The 4-liter is the furthest thing possible from a picky engine when it comes to oil type. People on the forums, you probably can run 15W40 diesel oil in it. That's what my Duramax takes, but they're probably higher mileage engines, and they're trying to get a thicker oil in there to help with leaks, noises, longevity, etc. 10W30 is factory for these things, and with 100,000 miles or just over, I'm going to stick with that probably for the life of this Jeep, or at least as long as we own it. So that was 5 quarts. Let's get number 6. And if you're doing this by the book in mechanic school, if there is such a thing, you want to kind of read your dipstick as you're filling this last quart. I've done so many of these 4-liter oil changes that I know right at 6 will get us there. So with that, we can pull our filter. I keep saying filter. Our funnel. Screw our cap back on. Get a couple clicks out of it, and this oil change is complete. All right, one other thing we're gonna do today before we wrap up on the Sahara is a quick, simple, easy air filter change. And I've got one from the store right there. There's just no telling when the last time any of this stuff was done. And I like knowing that my wife is out in a rig that we can rely on. So let's get that swapped out. This one is super easy. So on a TJ, you have the throttle body coming off the intake. You've got a tube, air tube coming up across the top of the block, and then it routes into the filter box, and then here's the intake. So they've got that thing as high as it would get basically for a 2000s model Jeep. But anyway, this is a very simple deal. All this thing does is has these 5 clips on all sides. So you've got 4 around kind of the sides of the box, and then 1 in the back by the battery. And then this thing lifts up and out of place. Sometimes you need to loosen this clamp right there so you can kind of wiggle this around to get the box high enough off to get a filter in. But it's simple as that. Lifts up and out of the way. So let me do that right now. So let's see what this thing looks like. Yeah, not terrible. This has been changed in the past year or 2, I'd say, but always good to check. So we will get rid of that. Get our new cheapo filter from AutoZone. That one had the little fibers on the bottom of it. This one does not. But as long as you keep these things replaced, it's another one of those things where brand does not really matter. So you want to ensure that is seated all the way down in the intake box. Ours is. As you can see, I did separate the lid from the intake hose there just for ease of really videoing. And that's all there is to it, man. Let's put this back together. Last thing to do, fire up. Make sure she doesn't explode, especially if your wife happens to be driving this. You do not want the Jeep to leave her on the side of the road. So here we go. Make sure you're making good oil pressure. You get out, check for leaks. Looks good. I'd call this oil change complete.